St. Polycarp was born in between the years of 75 and 80. So he was right there with some of the apostles and the evangelists. He was a truly holy man. People longed to get too close to him as they could. He preached often from the Gospel of St. John because he wanted to talk about the personal life of Christ so people would know how to imitate Jesus. He had a great devotion to the scriptures. He was a great preacher. There was a big controversy in the church over the date for Easter. And because of his fine reputation among the people, they sent him to Rome to talk with the Pope about settling the controversy. And they had a good discussion. They couldn't come to a total agreement, so they just left it like it was. But St. Polycarp became the Bishop of Antioch. St. Ignatius appointed him bishop there because he knew of his pastoral goodness and his role as pastor with the people. When they brought him to martyrdom, they were going to burn him at the stake, and they prepared a pyre of wood, and they took him and they were going to fasten him to it with nails, but he told them not to, just let me be as I am. He said, the same courage that God will give me in this fire is that he'll give me the same courage to stay still. So they bound him with some ropes and put him on this pile of wood. And before the executioner could start the fire, he began to thank God for all of his blessings, for calling him to serve him in the church, that he was calling in thanksgiving to the Blessed Mother and to all the angels and saints that prayed for him. It was a very beautiful sermon. And he said, I've served Jesus Christ for 86 years. That's how old he was. And he said, I'm sure that I always tried to serve him, and there's no way that I cannot serve him now. And so with great gratitude, I want to join all the martyrs that have gone before me and be with the angels and saints in heaven. And with that, they started the fire, and witnesses who were there said the fire immediately raised up and became like a sail on a ship filled with wind, and it was just hovering over his body. And his body was not burning like it would from fire. It wasn't burning at all. His body began to look like baked bread or like gold or silver refined in a fire. And they had said there was the most beautiful aroma of like incense or sweet smelling fragrances coming from the fire. Eventually, fire went out and they had to kill him with a dagger because the fire did not consume him. It was just a public sign, I think, from God of the reality of this great saint and the fact that he was a martyr and gave his life so willingly to Christ because he was looking forward to eternal life. It's what you and I do too. We can't begin to imagine what it would be like to be in that situation, being told to deny your faith or we're going to burn you to death. That would require heroic and an awful lot of grace from God to do, which Polycarp and all the martyrs were given. But what the Lord asks of us is to live our lives as he did in service to Jesus, in service to Christ. And so whatever we do in our families, our friends, our work, our community, our church, all the things that we do that are good, we offer to the Lord. And it's a way of ourselves giving of ourselves. We're not dying physically, but we're giving of ourselves when we love, as Polycarp did to the people for 86 years. And so we ask the Lord today to help us imitate him in imitating Jesus as we've learned about him from the gospel. Let us stand and offer our prayers and petitions.